Welcome back to the channel, guys. It has been a hot minute since I went live, and I have been just procrastinating and dreaming and who and han and what I'm going to do next. And, I lose motivation to make videos when I'm not actively dropping weight and doing the right thing and exercising and eating right and whatever it is. So it's been a while. And, if you've seen a bunch of the shorts I've posted lately, some of the videos, my wife, my girlfriend from the Philippines arrived and a few weeks ago, and we got married last week. And so that has been occupying the majority of my time, and we're still establishing our life together here and shopping and having fun and going out and doing things, so being active. And so in that regard we're doing good, but I just haven't had a thing going for a while here. But I posted the other day, hey, stay tuned for the October 1st start of the Carnivore challenge, the 90-day Carnivore challenge. So that is what's up now, and got busy yesterday. So I'm 48 hours into the carnivore diet, this carnivore challenge, and it's such a mental game, this whole diet and fitness and exercise and whatever it is you want out of life. It seems like to me, when you decide to do it, it's very easy. For example, last year, we're almost 2 years into this YouTube channel, and I weigh almost the same as when I started the channel, and I've been up and down almost 40 pounds, but I haven't really just dropped and got to where I wanted to be. So if you go back to the beginning of last year, 2023, when I did the 4 days fasting and the 4 days eating and the 4 days fasting, well, some people can't even fast for 8 hours, much less 24 hours, much less 4 days. And it was so easy because I had just wrote it out, and this is what I'm going to do for 3 months. And so it's kind of what led up to this challenge. Is well, did it fail? Well, you gained it all back, so it failed. It's no, it worked awesome. I just stopped doing it, so I'm looking for something that's more sustainable, that I just won't do for the 90 days only, and have a plan for what to do after the 90 days is up. And 2 years ago, I wasn't so hot on the whole carnivore diet and what it was about. And I've just watched a ton of videos, and sometimes I'll plug a bunch of guys and authors and videos, but I really can't think of everybody's name right now. But there's a bunch of great doctors out there talking about eating carnivore and what it can do for your health. And being diabetic, or at least I was full type 2 diabetic. If I take my blood sugar now, which I probably will do right after this video, I'm pre-diabetic or borderline, not even that pre-diabetic, but I'm close. And when I gain a little weight like I am right now, I'm usually in the pre-diabetic range. And then when I drop 10 or 20 or 30 pounds, I'm out of it. But it's right there. It's not a healthy place to be. And so this is kind of what has launched me into this, hey, let's get for real. Can the carnivore diet, can you sustain this for any length of time? I've tried it before. I got sick immediately within the first few days and quit because I got to eat carbs. And so I'm 48 hours in, and I'm feeling a little headache, and I'm feeling them desires, but not much. I think I just made up my mind more this time, and I've really decided to give this an honest 90-day try. And I have to admit, after 48 hours, so I've ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner yesterday, all carnivore. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner today, all carnivore. So if you don't know what the carnivore diet is, it's just basically ruminant meat, which would be beef. Ruminant, what does that mean? It's something to do with the stomachs. So animals that chew the cud, that have more than one stomach, they have a ruminant stomach. They have 4 stomachs. They can chew up vegetables and produce a higher quality meat. So in America anyway, it's the most readily thing available that would fit that category is cows, so I'm mostly eating beef, but you can eat chicken and seafood, and I don't really eat much pork, but you could eat pork. I may throw in a pound of bacon here and there on my shopping list in the coming 3 months, because I know some people talk about getting bored on the carnivore diet. I've watched the videos of the guys that have been on in years, and they're like, yes, it gets boring, but then you lose that boring because you stop being so addicted to food that being bored of what you eat is not even a thing, because the rest of your life is what isn't boring. Go for a run, go hike up a mountain, because now you're fit and healthy and active and can. And so let me just stick to where I'm at. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner yesterday. Every meal has been so far, let's see, either ribeye steak, ground beef. I did have some sausage this morning, like a breakfast sausage, and eggs with almost every meal, whether it was breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Like for dinner was 2 hamburger patties and 2 eggs just an hour ago. Lunch was like 10-ounce ribeye and an egg on top. It's just something to mix it up instead of, you could say you're going to eat 3 or 4 eggs for breakfast and then a steak, or say a hamburger for lunch and a steak for dinner. It's like, well, just add an egg to those other things. So it's like meat and eggs with every meal, and butter. By the way, I mean, if you haven't just made a simple hamburger patty with salt and pepper and then just like fried it in butter and just used all that butter on top of it, it really does add a lot of flavor, and it's less boring of a meal. And zero desire to eat in between meals. Although I do have some beef sticks in my car in a bag. Like we go out hiking, I'll bring a couple, and I have had 1 or 2 of those in the last 2 days. But not really this carbohydrate where you eat a bunch of sugar and your blood sugar goes up to 150, and then your insulin pumps out, and then it dumps your blood sugar down below your average, which for me is about 80 when I'm completely sugar free. And then as your blood sugar has to come back up to normal, it makes you hungry because it's actually lower than usual. So eating beef and a high fat, moderate protein, I think about a ribeye as pretty much the perfect human food as far as the carnivore and keto like ratios go. In keto, like the really strict keto guys go like 80-20, where it's 80% fat and 20% protein. And it just so happens that is almost the exact profile of a ribeye steak. But keto guys talk about that not being quite as important. It's just you're not eating any sugar, so just don't even worry about it. They talk about don't count your calories, which I haven't. Don't count your macros, your fat, protein, and carbs, which I haven't. I've just eaten the steak, the ground beef, and the eggs. And I haven't even punched it into a calculator yet to see how many calories I've eaten. I know I ate more calories yesterday, and today I just didn't have the appetite. Yesterday I was like, you know what? This is day 1. I'm just going to eat as much as I want. And a lot of them talk about that. Just eat as much as you want. And I can see why they say that, because no, you're not going to lose weight if you eat 10 ribeye steaks a day. But they know that you're not going to want to. I just decided to bust out my blood sugar real quick while we're sitting here because, okay, I'm at 110, but I just ate dinner, 2 hamburgers and 2 eggs. So that wouldn't be a high blood sugar after a meal, but it kind of is indicative of somebody that is in that pre-diabetic range. We'll see what it is after, when I wake up in the morning after a prolonged period of not eating. I'm curious. I'm just gonna write that down. That was 110, and then, like I said, what time did I eat dinner 2 days ago? I actually am just about. Well, yeah, I guess I'm about 50 hours in because it's 9:30 already. Into the keto, into the carnivore diet. So guys, I'm kind of setting this up. This is the first video. I may shoot another video that is just kind of an intro to this series, as far as we're going 90 days and take some before pictures. I have some pictures of me recently, but I don't have any like with my shirt off and standing there, because I really want it to be a learning educational video and series to really show people what can happen in 90 days if you just decide to. And more than anything, you think about, well, what are you eating? And it's like, okay, you're only eating meat. It's basically beef, butter, and eggs. Is kind of my BBE is what I think about as the main source of my calories every day. It's not. That might be the perfect human food. I don't know. they claim, that are some of the claims, that the carnivore diet is not some restrictive diet. It is exactly what the human body needs. But say you don't believe that, and I'm not even saying I do. What I do know is that I haven't eaten a single gram of sugar or processed food, flour, grains, GMO, foods, except for what might be in beef and eggs, and that is much less than what you're getting. I mean, your average anything in the dry aisles in the grocery store, you think of it that way. All them foods are, they last for years and years and years. They're not normal food. They're not something a caveman would have been able to eat. It's prepared grains, and even things that you think, oh, they've been eating pasta in the Mediterranean for 10,000 years. It's like not processed like we make it now. I mean, they're making homemade pasta they rolled out themselves by hand. It's not quite comparable to the processing that is involved in today's foods. I mean, even some of the processed foods, I'm 52 years old, so you go back 40 years and I was 12 and I was eating a processed food, say a cheeseburger from McBurger World. It was, the beef was higher quality and the flour was even a higher quality back then compared to what has happened in the last 40 years with the food sources, and especially in America. I know some other countries are not so bad. I mean, like you can easily get, non-genetically modified and like grass-fed and grass-finished beef, readily available in different countries, where America, you're not finding that anywhere. Without knowing a farmer personally, heading out to the country. So anyway, 48 hours in, I'm actually mentally, I am in it. Oh, and that brings up another point. I made a comment to a guy about 6 months ago about the carnivore diet. I'm kind of going 2-3 steps back of why I want to start to say this story. This is about maybe 6 or 7 months ago. And this guy was not that overweight, but he had 50 pounds to lose. But in America, you see a guy 50 pounds overweight, you don't even think they're fat. You know what I mean? Like, that looks normal to us. Like, people tell me I don't look fat. And I'm like, I am morbidly obese on the BMI chart. Anyway, back to the story. 6-7 months ago, the guy asked me some questions about, and he's a Filipino guy. And he's nationally from the Philippines, but he's an American. He served in the United States Marine Corps. He's an awesome dude. And I mentioned something about, I had read about the carnivore diet, and I had no doubt in my mind if somebody did it that they would just lose weight like crazy. It was like a step up from the keto diet, where, the keto diet, you can eat some carbs and mix in some vegetables and maybe some limited fruits and stuff. But with carnivore, it's like, it's got to be from an animal. So that's why you can have the butter, and some carnivore people eat cheese and like heavy cream and things like that. But anyway, I mentioned it to the guy, and I didn't even know he started doing it like then and there. And now it's 6 months later, and the dude is over 50 pounds down, and he looks amazing, and he loves it, and he's not on no challenge. He is just killing it. And, it's awesome. And I didn't even know he did it. And then, because I asked him, I started wanting to do it a few days ago, and I knew I was going to kick it off on October 1st. And I had been talking to the dude because he's Filipino and my wife's from the Philippines. And so we had some commonality of, he thought it was pretty awesome. And we're talking about that. And I was like, well, how long have you been on the carnivore anyway? Because I knew how skinny he looks now compared to before. He's like, well, I started it right after you told me about it. I didn't even know. So anyway, it's a little happy for me. Like, okay, I encouraged somebody to try something, and it worked amazing for him. So then, to say why I'm so psychologically motivated now, another guy, and this guy works where I work also, and then another coworker, good friend of mine, was actually at my tiny little wedding I just had last week down by a local park. He has gained some weight lately too over the last 6 months, and he's really just getting his act together in life. He's not quite as old as me, but he's in his 40s, married, young baby, young daughter. And great wife and great family, and just wanting to turn his life around and be healthy and happy. And so we both decided about a week and a half ago, like October 1st will be the day, and we'll do carnivore, because he also works with the other Filipino guy. And so he knew what he was doing to lose all that weight. And so he kind of he jumped on board with it, and I jumped on board with it, and we decided October 1st. So we're 48 hours in, and we've been texting each other between me and both of my coworkers that are doing it. And there's another guy that I didn't even know about. So altogether, there's 4 of us in this little chat group. And, so we're posting pictures of our steaks and our burgers and our eggs and stuff a little bit, but it gets pretty lame because it's not so much like people posting all their food on Pinterest, because it's like it's the exact same shit. Every meal is beef and eggs, so it's a little boring to think about what I'm going to eat, but it's helping me actually kind of forget about what I'm going to eat, because I already know what I'm going to eat for every meal. And it is delicious. It's very filling. That's another thing as far as being full. As far as these 2 days of went, I really wasn't sure. Like, is a 10-ounce ribeye going to make me feel full for the next 5 hours before I eat again, or not? Because if it is, I want to eat more now, not have to have a snack later. So I've kind of pushed the limit of, the amount of food. I've kind of loaded my plate up, and so I didn't finish it on every meal. Out of the 6 meals so far, a couple of the meals I was like, you know what, I'm full, let's just stop. And then me and my wife go running around doing stuff. Like today we ate lunch at 2:00, and then we didn't get back to we started running some errands, and we didn't get back till past 7. So what is that? It was over 5 hours later, and no snacks, no desire to eat. Yeah. Oh, another coworker is commenting on the video that he said I can do it, which is surprising. He usually is a little more negative, that he says I can only halfway do it. No, Nathan West, no foe. That would be out of the question. I guess I could order the pho. Hold everything except the beef, and just get a little pile of beef. I would love to go out to eat with you there. I'm trying to. I was talking to my wife about this today too. That you don't want your way of life to just dictate all of the other areas of your life. Your way of dieting, anyway. Your way of eating to dictate your life. If somebody wants to go out to dinner, I'm going. If somebody wants to go have a pizza, I'm going. You know what I mean? And I'm just gonna be like, give me a bowl of ground beef out of your your pizza toppings or whatever. I'm gonna figure out a way. My wife was talking about Arby's. I don't know, maybe they don't have them in the Philippines or something, but she's been wanting to try it. And we saw a coupon in the mail today, and I was like, could I possibly eat anything at Arby's? And I looked up the beef, and it's like 2 carbs per half a pound, so you could order like just a half a pound of the beef and just wreck it. So just a story of a point of that wouldn't be what you want to primarily do on the carnivore diet, but don't let it ruin your life, so. But also, I'm not like willing to cheat. I at least give it this hardcore 90 days. Nate, I think you got enough body fat on you to go at least 90 days. Get on that carnivore, baby. I know you're a meat eater. Angel Dust checking in. All right. Congrats on everything and keep crushing it, brother. Thank you very much. My most dedicated and loyal subscriber to the videos and shorts. I hope you guys watched all the shorts with my beautiful wife running around. I felt a little silly doing it, but I was like, you know what? I got to just post something on my channel if I'm not making diet and fitness related videos. But I'm back on board. And I think a big part of it is just the general happiness in my life, having connected with Jenalyn, my wife, over the last 2 years, and going over to the Philippines a couple times and getting to know her. And now we're here and we're together and we're married and everything is going awesome. Oh, thank you. Oh, I suppose you thumbs up every one of them. Yeah. One of them really blew up. One of them shorts ever got like 50,000 views. This was like my most viewed video ever. So guys, I'm writing down here. I'm just going to keep this a short video. I'm almost up to 20 minutes anyway, but basically it's beef, butter, and eggs in any amount you want. And having said that, and now that I've eaten it for 2 days, it's not the kind of food that you want like an excessive amount of. And there's got to be something to that. When I think about eating potato chips, I don't think about eating 10 of them. I eat 10 bags of them and no problem, where you eat a ribeye steak and you just don't want anymore. You eat a couple fried eggs fried in butter with some salt and pepper and a little ground beef patty on the side. I mean, it's awesome. And you're just, it's not that like, oh, I feel full all day. It's just I don't feel hungry because that blood sugar spike just did not happen. Yeah, he said send friendly hellos to the wifey, and I had it right here. I was like, here, just stay here in the beginning of the video and say hi. And I knew she'd be able to she wouldn't even be able to talk, but she'd giggle and run away. But she kind of had like pajamas on, so she didn't want to. There's very conservative women, which I appreciate. So, but we'll get her to say hi on one of the videos one of these days. If not in this Carnivore series, we'll get her in her own a little video. We're talking about making some videos maybe about the whole process of coming to America on the fiance visa, because it's quite complicated, and the videos that are out there are helpful, but I feel like we could make a far more helpful and useful and descriptive video of exactly what people need to do to fill out all this paperwork. And I hear about people hiring lawyers and paying them all this money, and it's like, we didn't hire no lawyers. You don't need them. They just screw you over. You can do the paperwork yourself. It's not that difficult. So I'm 48 hours in. I meant to go live yesterday, and we got home late, and I didn't skip it. I just forgot. And then today I was like, well, I'll just do it tonight. I remembered when I got up today. So I'm feeling good though with that blood sugar at 110. We're getting our steps in. We didn't get our 10,000 in yesterday, but we got them in the previous 5 days in a row. We got them in. I'm lifting some weights. I'm sorry, I'm looking over here just at some of my notes, but I've been doing just high volume workouts, just short duration, but high volume. Like I'm really liking like lat pull downs, but I do it like a muscle up. So I pull down the bar, but then I also go down with it. But just put light weight, like 50 or 60 pounds, and do like 50 or 100 reps. And then that's it for those. And then jump on the bench press. And I started out with 60 pounds doing 100 reps, and I'm up to where I can do like 100 reps with like 105, 90, 105. So, and just like that. So just quick though, bang, bang, bang. And then like do my treadmill workout, or if I'm just going to walk or jog or whatever. I haven't jogged much lately, but I think as this weight starts calming down, and I need to get this chemical balance right, because I know these toxins are going to be pouring out of my body in the next 24 hours for sure, because I'm 48 hours in. Still probably had some carbs left in my liver and pancreas bloodstream and muscles. You got your glycogen in all your muscles, and your liver stores maybe could be a couple thousand calories. I don't know where I'm at. The marathon runners can store tons of calories, and morbidly obese people can store hardly none as far as keeping it in your liver and your muscles. Fat people, it goes to fat right away. But anyway, I'm happy to have it down to 110, and we'll keep checking on that. The diet's not going to change, so when I make the new videos, it'll be mostly about, hey, I'm down another 2 pounds, and my blood sugar's this and this. Because the food is pretty much it's a wrap. It's exactly the same food. Maybe I'll check the difference between if I eat beef or if I eat chicken or if I eat seafood, which right now we have a little bit of salmon in the freezer, and we have some shrimp. So like if there's a difference in the blood sugar, because protein does have an effect on your blood sugar, it's just far less, far less. I mean, almost to the point where you could say it doesn't affect it, compared to carbohydrates, like eating even one slice of white bread. Angel Dust said beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. And I'm surprised because I love the taste of bacon. Like, it is so delicious. Like, of course, you grill a ribeye steak and you got a couple pieces of bacon and dump the grease on the steak. It's awesome, right? And I did it before. And man, I got sick of bacon almost immediately, but I think I was going crazy overboard with it, where I was like frying up a whole pound of bacon at once and just and I was into what food I had to eat, but I wasn't mentally into the game. Like, eat breakfast, eat lunch, eat dinner. and that's it. Don't snack in between. And I'm not in a big hurry to even eat all the meals. Like last night, my wife really wasn't that hungry for dinner, and I was kind of almost contemplating skipping it too. And she was like, "Let's just skip dinner and eat something for breakfast tomorrow." But then we both just had something small. But that's kind of the point of this carnivore. Like if your body is not getting nutrition, it will make you hungry. That's why you can eat 10 bags of potato chips, because you're not getting anything. And your body is like, keep eating because we need nutrition, and then you're feeding it not nutrition, so it says keep eating. It don't know you're eating potato chips. That's against, that's as unnatural as you can get. I love to think about it, when I've said it before, but like a donut. If you want to know what's the worst thing to eat, it's like, okay, these refined oils are the worst. Refined flour is the worst, and refined sugars are the worst. And donuts have all three. So that's how I remember those big three of what not to eat. And then a ribeye is like 80-20 fat, protein, perfect. It has maybe a trace amount of carbohydrate. I am looking past the 90 days as far as like maybe what I might do, but baseline, I want to just keep it carnivore. And if I add anything, I don't know. It might be just slowly add things in and see how we do. But let's get to 10 days before we talk about what we're doing after 90 days, guys. So I hope everybody has been blessed since I've been away, and I appreciate all the subscribers. I didn't even look today. It's over 30,000, 32,000 subscribers. I'm so appreciative of my YouTube family. Wait, Belly. I'm gonna have to look into that. What is that? Okay. Okay. I see it now. I missed the good book part. I just saw the second line and it made no sense at all. Anyway, guys, I appreciate the subscribers and the viewers, and hey, hit that thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. Consider joining the channel. I think I still have that active for like 99 cents. It's going to be amazing. 90 days journey. I'm going to go take some pictures right now of some before pictures, and then I'll come back and make it the thumbnail for this video. And maybe I'll make another video too, just about like, hey, we're kicking it off, and this is what my body looks like. These are I want to take some measurements too, like around my stomach, because that's where I just really hold the fat, like right up here. I don't even look that fat. I mean, my face gets fat too. Like when I lose weight, this goes away. But I just hold that belly fat, and that's a sign of like what are they, like leaky gut one, but fatty liver disease, and there's alcoholic fatty liver disease, and there's non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And 50 years ago when I was a young boy, it was only heard of in like old men that had been drinking their whole life. Like that's how much poison it took to get this fatty liver. It was called alcoholic fatty liver disease, and now it's showing up in children because this food is just so bad. So let's buckle down. I'm looking into getting a cow or a half cow from a farm and get some cleaner meat, and the butter. I really haven't looked into if there's a big difference between organic butter or non-organic butter, or grass-fed butter or non-grass-fed butter. But the carnivore videos, the doctors I've watched, they haven't made a big key point of it. They're like, hey, if you got to be on a budget, just go to the supermarket and buy some ground beef and some butter and eggs, and you're good to go. But the higher quality ingredients you're going to be able to afford, I think, is going to be better off. So anyway, guys, God bless you. Jesus loves you. I love you. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.